Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday again, and it's time for story time. You can see that I'm not outside today. I'm actually in the community room down the hall from the library, and it's really, that's a happy thing for me. It's 17 degrees outside today, so I'm really happy to be inside. I don't mind being outside, really. It's nice, but it's a little too chilly today. So, but it's beautiful out. Have you guys been playing in the snow? I have not. My kids are bigger and they don't play in the snow very much, and when they do, they go with their friends, so I don't have to go out in the snow if I don't want to, but I like looking outside at it, and I took some pictures today. So I want to talk about next Friday is our story hike. It's going to be installed next Friday. Don't know what the weather holds for next Friday, but it'll be there, and that is for Read Across America Week, which starts on Saturday. Friday night, we are having Dr. Seuss's birthday online, and all of the libraries are participating. Go to our Facebook page to look for details about that. I think it starts at 5 o'clock. Trying to think what else. There's some other things like that. Check our Facebook page. I'm out of the loop a little bit, I think, so I need to check our Facebook page too, but I do know that is the thing that I'm doing. Also, March Storytime packs will be ready when March starts, so that will be probably March 2nd. I think our next Storytime will be March 4th, I believe, is our next Storytime, so they'll be available around that time. If you want February Storytime packs, craft packs, we still have a couple left. Just give us a call and we can get that ready for you to pick up curbside. All right, let's see. One of the crafts that we are doing for February is for today's book. Today's book is Pete the Cat, Crayons Rock. So Mr. Cat here, Pete the Cat, with his electric guitar is rocking out about crayons. And this is a coloring sheet in your craft pack this month. There's also a nameplate where you can practice writing your name. And I had that sitting here, I don't know where it went, but that's okay. And also, another thing that's in the craft bag this time, this is from Pete the Cat's website, and they are cool crayon wrappers, and I have wrapped my crayons with these. We have Cool Cat Blue, and that's what I use to color Pete, and Rockin' Red, which I also used, and red is pretty much my favorite color. My sister told me it's hers too. Groovy Green. There's some other ones. Let's see what else we have. Deep Purple. Boogie Brown. Do you boogie? You rock out? Orange Tabby. You know, an orange tabby is a type of cat that a lot of people have. And Mellow Yellow. Can't really see that. Can you see that? No, you can't. There it is, Mellow Yellow. So those you're gonna need your adult to help you glue and wrap, but you can probably cut them out if you're getting skilled with your scissors. Oh, here it is. Here's the nameplate. And you can use crayon to practice your name. It doesn't come through quite as well as I thought it would, but you can see I wrote my name, Miss Stacy, on there. And you can use, I think, washable markers. You don't want to use anything permanent because it won't come off, but it'll help you practice. It might be a little frustrating if you can't see it. I've thought that they would work better. I'm sorry that they don't. All right, so let's get started. And one of the other crafts that we did this month was for Groundhog Day. And if you have that with you, you can use that while we sing Here's a Little Groundhog. All right, are you ready? Here we go. Here's a little groundhog, furry and brown. He's popping up to look around. If he sees a shadow, down he'll go. 6 more weeks of winter, oh no. He was correct, wasn't he? We have a lot of winter. A lot of winter. When I woke up this morning and looked at my phone, it said it was 8 degrees outside. And that's when I said, oh, I'm so glad I'm going to the library today and not working from home so I can do story time inside. And the reason I do story time outside at my house is because my daughter is doing school, my son is doing school, my husband sometimes is doing school from home, but today he is in class. So, but there's a lot of people doing things on the internet, and I don't want to disturb them when we're singing. All right, let's do this one. What is this one? Those are the ABCs, and let's get started singing those. Ready? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Very good. Could you find the letter for your name? Does your name start with Z? Not very many people do. Zachary starts with Z, but not very many other names start with Z. Zoe, Zaria, she is my daughter's roommate. Her name starts with Z. Do you see your letter? Davenport starts with D. L is for Leah. P is for Phillips. Let's see. J is for Juliana. O is for Oliver. D is for Danny. E is for Emma. K is for Kent. Lots of letters. Lots of letters. Well, we have 26 letters, but all the names start with a letter. It's pretty cool. Pretty wild to think about. Who's this? He is our astronaut bear, or snowman. And he is grabbing a hold of, what is that shape? A star. Do you know this one? Can you get your twinklies ready? Ready? Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Very good. What does diamond start with? When I said diamond, I thought, what does that, that's not really exactly a diamond, it's a little loopy, but what does diamond start with? D. D. D for diamond. What does star start with? S. S-T-A-R. Star. All right. Who are those two? You recognize them? We did this last week. Jack and Jill, and they're going up the hill. You ready? Jack and Jill went up a hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Have you been sled riding down hills? Did you tumble down it? I'll have to go sled riding maybe. My friend invited me. Who is this? Little Miss Muffet. All right. And it says in the rhyme that she's sitting on a tuffet, but here she's sitting on a wall. That's not some great artwork, but that's okay. We get it. Ready? Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider and sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away. And I haven't asked this in a long time, but do you know what curds and whey might be? Do you have a guess? If you are thinking about cottage cheese, you're very close. That's what I think it is. and I've done a little research, and it's iffy, but curds and whey is probably cottage cheese, because it's little cheese curds, and the liquid in it is whey, I think. But that's my little quiz that I ask when we do Little Miss Muffet, so try to remember that one. All right. There is a cow, and she is jumping over a circle. The moon, it is the moon, it's a full moon. How does this start? It's a couple of silly words. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. All right. So, all along I've been saying I haven't seen Itsy Bitsy around because it's so cold. Well, I found Itsy Bitsy's cousin yesterday in my basement in a pan that I needed to use to make dinner. So, he's not in that pan anymore, thankfully. I washed the pan. All right, let's get your Itsy Bitsies ready. Can you do this? Pinch your fingers together. Sometimes people do it like this, but that's a big spider going up. So we're gonna do Itsy Bitsy. Ready? The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Ooh, yeah, that was a surprise to find that cousin of Itsy Bitsy yesterday. My daughter would have flipped out and I wouldn't have had my pan. All right, here's this boy sleeping. He's sleeping on the job. Little boy blue. All right, here we go. Little boy blue, come blow your horn. The sheep's in the meadow. The cow's in the corn. Where's the boy who looks after the sheep? Under the haystack, fast asleep. All right, and our final rhyme, our grannies. All right, pinch your fingers together to make Grandma's glasses. Okay, and Grandpa's glasses are bigger because Grandpas sometimes have a bigger face. So his glasses don't really meet in the middle. I make them like really big. Right, these are Grandma's glasses, and this is Grandma's hat. And this is the way she folds her hands in her lap. These are Grandpa's glasses, and this is Grandpa's hat, and this is the way he folds his arms and takes a nap. Are Grandpas more gruff than Grandmas? Are they rough? That's how I do that for some reason, that I make Grandma really sweet and then Grandpa really gruff. Maybe it's just because he's tired. And his hat is like this because I use a baseball cap for a grandpa. And grandmas wear little hats on their head. All right, let's get started with our Pete the Cat book. Pete the Cat, crayons rock. Groovy green, rockin' red, deep purple. What does this drum look like? That looks like a swirl lollipop or a peppermint drop. Pretty good. I like it. Rockin'. They're rockin'. See all the drawings there? A motorcycle, a flower. Pete's teacher. Wow. All right, Pete, what are we doing today? Pete loves his big box of groovy crayons. He loves to draw things like cars, trucks, flowers, and trees. And most of all, the big blue sea. You see him drawing the sea down here? See the waves he's made? And this is Key West. That's the beach. Here's a truck. What color is the truck? And what about this car? The truck is green, the car is red. From Rockin' Red to Cool Cat Blue, with a box of crayons, there's nothing Pete can't do. One day, Pete decided to draw something new. Okay, let's take a look and see what we think it might be. What's he drawing down here? I see a lot of pink. His friends. He's going to draw his friends. Which friend is that? Maybe it's this friend. Using lots of colors is so much fun. Pete wanted to use every one. He scribbled and drew a great big smile. His drawings were groovy and rockin' with style. He drew a nice big smile on his frog friend. Crayons rock! Pete was proud of the pictures he drew. He hoped his friends would dig them too. Oh my goodness, look at all those crayons. He has a crayon band. That's pretty cool. Pete showed Grumpy Toad first. Grumpy Toad said, "This doesn't look right. Those colors are way too bright." Grumpy Toad. Pete thought, "Hey, no sweat. That's all right." But does he look like it's all right? Look at his ears. How does that make Pete look? Makes him look a little sad, huh? The next one will be Dynamite. And this says, "For Gus from Pete." So Gus is a duck. Pete showed Gus his picture too. Gus asked, "Who is this supposed to be? It doesn't really look like me." "I don't think he's a duck. Oh my goodness, he has a platypus tail. Is Gus a platypus?" Wow, I didn't realize that. Pete thought, "Hey, no sweat. That's all right." The next one will be just right. And this one says, "For Callie from Pete." So Callie is a cat also. Calico cat. Pete finally showed Callie her picture. Callie said, "This one is fine, but it feels like something's missing from mine." I wonder what she thinks is missing. Pete said, "What a mess! Bummer. I guess my drawings aren't the best." Pete started to frown. He put his crayons down. See, I told you he might be sad. In art class, the teacher asked, "Pete, what are you going to make?" "I don't know. I'm afraid of making a mistake." Pete looked around. Gus drew the coolest superheroes. Callie's flowers were awesome, out of sight. Grumpy's motorcycle was just right. Pete's heart sank. His paper was blank. The gang looked at Pete and said, "No sweat. It's all right. It doesn't have to be just right. Your art is cool because it's you. Your art is so unique. Grab your groovy box of crayons. Show us your technique." Gus is perking up, or Pete is perking up a little bit. The teacher agreed. Art should be fun. Art is for everyone. From Rockin' Red to Cool Cat Blue with a box of crayons, there's nothing you can't do. Pete smiled. There are no rules. It's no big deal. Art is about how it makes you feel. Pete loved his cool art. That's the one thing Pete knew. Suddenly, Pete knew exactly what to do. What do you think he's going to do? He tried again. Look at this. That is crazy. Instead of drawing them one by one, Pete drew the whole gang, just having fun. That's a big rainbow around that bus. Do you see that? That is really cool. Let's see what we have. Oh, here it is. Wow, way to go, Pete. That's a rockin' masterpiece. Look at that. Grumpy Toad, Gus and Callie agreed Pete's picture was off the charts. See? That's the groovy thing about art. Look at that. They're in a band. Looks like Callie's the singer. And there's a rainbow and drums. The best art comes from the heart. Crayons rock. Look at what they're drawing. Let's turn it upside down so we can see their drawings. Looks like Callie drew Pete. Pete drew a heart. Grumpy Toad drew Pete on a bike. And Gus drew him as Super Pete, a superhero. Do you like to make art? Do you like to do the art that I send, the crafts that I send? Those are all just put it together and see what it looks like, because it kind of should look like what Miss Stacy did. But art is actually anything you want it to be. You can make it look different from mine. If you have extra things to put on something, you can do that. You want to make it your own and experiment with crayons. Did you know if you take, let me find my crayons here. If you have just 3 crayons, you have all of the colors. So you need red, yellow, and blue, and you will have all of the colors. So if you start with yellow, you see the yellow? Then you take blue and you color over the yellow. And into the next white space. What do you see? Can you see a difference there? Does this look completely blue in the middle or completely yellow? It's hard to see, but it's a little bit green, because when you mix yellow and blue, you get green. So what do we think we get if we put red with the yellow? Let's see. I'm going to start here, and there's some red. I'm going to color over the yellow a little bit. And then I'm going to add some more yellow. Because that might make the colors appear better. A little bit more. It's a little hard to see, but you get a little bit of orange. It's harder with crayons to mix color than it is with paint, but you can still kind of see how the red turns to orange. There's a little bit of yellow. How the yellow and blue turn to green. Kind of. It's hard to see with the crayons, but you can do that and get any color you want. It might not look exactly as you would like it to if you had the actual color crayon, but it'll work in a pinch. So let's try red and blue. So I start with my red over here. And add blue to it. Oh, that's not really showing real good. So I'll put a little more red on it. That one's harder to see. I don't see purple like I should, but purple is red and blue together. You can kind of see it. I needed to put more real purple there to see how the red and blue make purple. Not bad. I just think that that's really cool that really there are only 3 colors and then that every other color starts from. That's pretty cool. Now white has no color. What? But it's a color, right? What? And black is all the colors mixed up really big, like a lot, so that it makes it black. So I'm gonna try to make black with these 3 colors. I don't know if it'll work, because, oh my goodness. There's red and blue, and I see a little bit of purple there now, because I did red and blue together. You can kind of see a little purple. I'll put some yellow in there. Nope, it's not turning black. but it's dark. So maybe if I add other colors, like green, I'll actually put more of the green in there. And then purple. Almost. It's getting there, but it's not quite black enough. But if you needed to make black without a black crayon, you could get really close. Oh, let's see. And brown is actually 4 colors. Wait, 3 colors. Here's my brown. So what we do to get that, we need red, yellow, and blue together to get brown. Wow. Because red and yellow make orange. Really, if you have orange and green paint, you can get brown really quick. Well, it's trying to come through. You can kind of see some brown appearing in there, but it takes a lot. It takes a lot. Anna, you love your colors, your crayons? That's really cool. Do you use them every day? You'll have to send me pictures of your drawings and your coloring. I'd love to see it. All right, you guys, it's been really fun hanging out with you today and showing you how crayons mix. And like I said, paint mixes easier, but that is something you have to ask permission to do. Trust me, because my kids didn't, and there is paint in places in my house still. So, you mix colors all the time, Anna? I'm so excited. That is so exciting. I love it. That's great. I love when I can see messages from you guys. I can't always see them, so if I don't see yours, it's because I can't. But if I see them, I will try to mention them. That's awesome, though, Anna. I love that. Do some color mixing. But yes, you want to ask permission before you try to mix paint. And I've done that here at the library during story time, that I brought in just those 3 colors of paint and a little bit of white, and I make all the colors from those just to show everybody. But you know what? When I was looking through all my old lesson plans, it's been years since I've done that, because time flies by so quickly. So maybe next month or the month after, I will do one on Facebook Live. I'll just start mixing the paint. We'll talk about colors. All right, you guys, have a great day. And next week we don't have story time. It's the last week in February, so the first week in March we will. But again, next Friday, story hike going in at Solly Nature Park. Try to go see it. I know a lot of you have been hiking this winter in the snow. It's been amazing. This month has been really cold, and I'm really glad I didn't have to go over and put the signs in. But hopefully the ground is, that I'm able to put the signs in the ground, because it might be frozen. But go see the park. It's lovely. I love it in the snow. All right, you guys, have a great week, and see you soon.